Okay, so if I wanted to play 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3 on the same string, I'd go 5, 6, 7, then half step, root 2, 3. So this is the pattern. Again, let's see it one more time. S2L, bottom part of an S3L. Now instead of just 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a repeater down here, right? I'm going to go 5, 6, 7, warp, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 4, 5, 6. Now what are we going to do with that? 5, 6, we just got to mentally look at this. 5, 6 is going to go to 7R2. It's easier to do 5, 6 without having to go up the same string. Like so it's. So we pick up the pattern from the 5, which would be the, let's say this is my 5 here. This is you know, it'd be all right. So that's the top of the pattern, the way it looks. The patterns wrap around. They you know, I mean, you could find, let's say we did run out of strings, so we start on the 4 on the top. 4. Instead of going this, we can find another 4 that's kind of here. And then go to the same exact notes. The same exact notes, not just on another string. Because we found the 4 over here, because the interval between this guy and this guy, it's almost as if you were tuning something, you know? You're tuning something like this. It's hard to get both of them, but you know what I'm doing. If you try that way up here, you can do it because the notes get so close together that you can actually reach an octave. All right, so it isn't an octave. It's actually the same note, so it's a fourth, a perfect fourth, something like that. You're doing a fourth in the interval, same note. All right, so that is the new pattern. We haven't abandoned the old pattern. We just have a new way of looking at it. And I also have a new way of looking at the S2L pattern. That would be possibly that it is the Locrian. All right. I guess I don't have that on this particular one. I thought I had that on this. Yeah, we're on the end of the patterns here. Let's see if we have that here. 5, 6 substitution. This is kind of it. This is another. This is pretty much the other thing that I was talking about with the S2L 5, 6 substitution. Okay, here we clearly have an S3L. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 R2, correct? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 R2. If you take this 5, 6 straight into an S2L, starting on that 7, go all the way up it, and then into another 5, 6, you can finish out with an S2L. This time the shift is to the left. Okay, in the other one the shift was to the right. Okay, with the S3L substitution we started here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7R2 would be there, but when we finished we shifted to the right with the long pattern. The short pattern is going to shift to the left when we finally get to our 7R2. So you have to be up the next sum. So again, we start on 2, let's say. 2, maybe the second of F. Start on G. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, R2. But that 5, 6, I'm saying take the 5, 6 into an S4L. Okay? So why does it sound like we're in the middle of a scale? It kind of sounds good, but it doesn't sound good. Because these patterns work, but you have to decide what starting port you're on. So if we're starting on the 2, that's just to play the pattern. We're doing patterns. The 2 is obviously, if G is the 2, the key is like F. It still doesn't seem to fit in somehow, but that is the 5, 6 substitution, and there's a little difference. That's kind of a mental substitution as opposed to this is a physical 5, 6 substitution. When you go 2, 3, 4 and you hit the 5, 6 here, you're already into the other pattern, and it has the convenience of ending in 5, 6, so you can continue on with the top part of the S2L. In the 5, 6 short substitution, in the short substitution, 2, 3, 5, 6 here, the 5, 6 isn't part of this pattern, but the 7R2 is, and so is the 2, 3, 4. So that's what I'm saying. If, you know, before we had that anyway in the S4L in itself, but we had to remember that we were starting from 7R2. That happens a lot in the cage system. So for instance, with the C-shaped cage, pentatonic or diatonic. Okay, it happens a lot that okay, in this particular case we're getting the whole 7L, but what if we want to play an Aeolian sixth, which is the G shape, okay? Okay, well, when you get to the diatonic in G, you have to go below the fret nut. So let's look at those patterns again, starting from the 6. It's 6, 7, R. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, R, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, R. Okay. But we want to end on the 6th there, sorry. See, that's why you should start, you know, your minors like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root, or not root, tonic, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, where were we with this? Oh yeah, so in the G, from the get-go, if you're playing a G pentatonic, you have to deal with the fact that you're starting on the top part of the S2L. Okay, and on the keyboard itself, on the fretboard, I was saying keyboard the other day, I'm sorry, there's the 6, 7, R, okay? The S2L is actually, the whole thing is here. It's just that the 3, 4, 5, there's no string there, no string, no sound. It goes off the fretboard, alright? So we have to deal with those anyway. We have to deal with them anyway, half patterns. But why deal with a half pattern if you don't have to? So looking at the S4L by itself, okay, you're dealing with a half pattern on the bottom. Now the Locrian deserves that kind of consideration, you know, because even at, you know, the G starts on a half pattern. Why not? Why shouldn't the Locrian? If you want to learn it that way, you know, so it'll be the Locrian of F is